Hey guys, so today we're going to be replacing our tail lights and turn signals, and then I'll do a separate video for the headlights because that's a bit of its own thing. So these are the tail lights here. As you can see, there are 4 bulbs, so I gotta take this panel off over here in order to reach the last 2, which are there. So there's 1, 2, and then 3, and then 4. So there's 4. So this is your reverse. These are your brakes, and that's it. Just your brakes. Your brakes, and then your tail lights when you turn your tail lights on your car. This one in the corner here. This one is your turn signal, and then the last one is just a side marker. So I've actually already done the LEDs for all of them except for the turn signal. So if we open this up here, you guys can see this is already an LED bulb. Now I will be showing you guys a before and after shot. But basically I haven't done the turn signals because I didn't have my flasher, but now that I do, we can do that. So it's fairly easy. Once again, all you have to do is take the bulb out. So you're going to be twisting it left loosey, righty tighty, and then the bulb comes out. So this is still a halogen because I didn't have the flasher. And then the bulbs that I'll be replacing them with are here. So let me just take off the bulb. So to take off the bulb, I mean, it's preferred that you don't touch these with your bare hands, but since I'm not going to be using it, I'm just going to do it. Actually, no, I want to grab gloves after this. But anyway, so you're just going to twist it off. It should just twist off. You may have to push down a little and then twist, but it's the same thing, right? Righty, lefty, loosey, and then same thing with these. This just push down and then twist to the right, and it should be good. There's a guiding thing on each of these. So you can see here, there's a guide. The brake and the brass there's a guide there, so it's not too bad. But let me go put some gloves on, and then we'll switch these out. Alright guys, so I got some gloves so to be able to properly do this. So one thing that you're gonna do is you're just gonna push down righty or lefty loosey in this case, and it just pops right out. So once again, you don't really want to touch these with your bare hands. It'll ruin them. The oils on your fingers will get on there, and then once they get hot and stuff, it'll damage stuff, and then yeah, it's just bad. So make sure to not touch these with your bare hands. Make sure to wear gloves. I'm just going to put this aside. I'm going to open these up. LEDs aren't quite as sensitive to touching with your bare hands as halogens, but you probably still don't want to do that. So same thing here, just the reverse now. We're just going to line up the ridges here with the ridges on the bulb, and then just push and twist to the right, and that's it, and it's in. So just put it in there. Now we can just put it, so once again, it's in here, so we just put it in there, line up the things, twist to the right, and that's done. So you're going to do the same thing for all lights. I will have a link in the description in terms of what lights goes, what type of LED you need. I believe these are 1156 whites, these are 1157 reds, 1156 reds, and then 94 something and 94 something like that. Anyway, they'll be in the description. So obviously the taillights are symmetrical, so these lights will be the same on the other side. You're gonna do the same thing. There's 8 lights at the back in total that you got to do. So I'm just gonna do the other side, and then we're gonna move to the front. Okay, so now we're doing the front turn signals. These are a bit more complicated simply because there's a screw, and that's basically it. So same thing. These I'm going to use are called switchback LEDs. So what this is going to work is that during a turn signal, they're going to go from white to amber, and then once my turn signal is done, and they're just being used as low beams, when they're on while the low beams are on, they'll go back to white. So that's what the goal is. Hopefully it works out and these are good. So what you got to do is, the first thing, you got to take the screw off, and then this whole thing just kind of slides out. So let me just do that. Alright, so I've taken out the screw, and now this kind of just comes out like this, like that. Alright, so you've got your connectors here. One of them is for the main bulb, which will be where the switchback goes in, and the other one's a rear front side marker bulb, which is where this little guy's gonna go. So same thing as the front ones, or as the rear ones. You're gonna just twist and pull. Lefty loosey. It's kind of hard doing this with one hand. Alright, this is not coming out lefty loosey. Am I doing this right? Yeah, it should be lefty loosey. Alright guys, so as expected, righty tighty lefty loosey never fails. Alright, it was right, I just need to give it a bit more oomph. Yeah, so this bulb just comes out, and then same thing with this one. I believe this one just pulls out because of the way, I mean, if you look at how they go in, it doesn't look like a twist or anything. I mean, this one is the same thing, it just pulls lefty loosey, and then it just comes out, and then put the LED in. So let me give it a whirl. Okay, so LED bulbs are in. Like expected, this one just pulls out easily, and then you just pop that one in. This one's a bit trickier. This one actually, it goes in, but if you look closely at the bulb, the notches aren't at the same height. So there's actually a specific way in which the bulb goes in. Same thing with the LED. LED had the same thing. So if you're putting it in one way, if you're lining up the what do I call it, like the bumps with the ridges on the on this thing, like that for instance, if you're lining them up and you're pushing in and it just won't turn right, try flipping it the other way. So turn it around 180 degrees, and then it should work after that. So yeah, bulbs are in, so we're just gonna pop back in the housing, screw it back on, and then I'm gonna do the second one, and then I'll show you guys the before and after, or a comparison, I guess. Well, before I do the other side, I'll do a comparison. Okay, so I did the one side, and it looks pretty nice. So that's the left side with the LED, obviously. Like I said, it glows white, and then this side glows amber, and then has the LED. So now, if I turn the hazards on, so now if I turn signal or I have my hazard on, that's what it's gonna look like. So it's amber. It switches between amber and white. If I don't have the low beams on, I think it would just go with amber and off. But yeah, you can see the difference there. So that's exactly what I wanted. I'm so glad that it works. So I'm gonna turn the low beams off and then see if when it's turn signaling without any lights on, it just switches from amber to nothing. Yep, as expected. So that's my turn signal now. Amber to off, obviously, because the low beams aren't on. And then same thing with that one, obviously, but that's a halogen. It doesn't look nearly as good. I mean, you can tell, you can see there the difference. I mean, it's night and day. Looks so much better as the LED. It's not as bright as I thought it was going to be, but it's a turn signal. It doesn't really matter how bright it is. It's not supposed to illuminate the way. It looks so much better, so much cleaner too. I'm not quite sure when this light turns on. I'm gonna play around with the lights. Let me turn the low beams back on actually to double check how that goes. I think it's just when it's the fog lights. I think those are the fog lights. Yeah, the fog lights. Oh, so this one's actually not working. It should actually be on. And this one's on, as you can tell, but this one isn't. I'm gonna try just flipping the LED around, and hopefully that works. If not, I have 2 extras, so unless they send me a complete dud. Maybe I just didn't push it in it. So I'm gonna go double check that one, and then I'll do the other side, and then we'll see the whole thing. Hey guys, so real quick, I fixed the light there. So actually these are actually a much less cool white than the switchbacks, but that's okay. I mean, it still looks a lot better than this ugly thing. EU halogens in 2018. So I'm still happy with that. So once again, I'm just gonna double check that it works okay. And there it is. So that's what it'll look like when I'm turn signaling with the low beams, and then if I have no lights on, then it'll just be amber, nothing. So great. So I'll do the other side, and then we'll take a look at the whole thing. Alright guys, so now we're just doing a whole walk around of the car. As you can see, the LED is nice and crisp, turns on and off very nicely. No kind of halo effect or kind of fade away effect from the halogen being so slow to turn off and on. So that's the front, and then obviously the real show is the front with the switchbacks. It looks good. I'm really happy with it. I could probably just look for a cooler LED, cooler white LED online. I mean, these are small and cheap, so it's not exactly the same, these two whites, but it's okay. We'll live for now. As you guys can see, the LED headlights are in. That'll be a separate video. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed that. Some switchback LED turn signals, and kind of showed you a comparison. Didn't show you a comparison of the back, but I mean, there's really not much to see. It's just a lot. a lot cleaner and just a lot more modern looking, you know. I mean, these are your lights when you're on, and then your turn signal, and then this is the side marker that on the side, and then this is your reverse light. The reverse light isn't on because the car is not on, but it's just a white LED, not a big deal. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed that. You can try and doing it yourself, and hope to catch you guys in the next one. Peace.